Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our webinar, Business Migration to Australia. Today, we are going to present basically 888 visa. Most of you probably know about it. Is the second stage of business migration. When someone come to Australia, they fulfill certain requirements and then they apply for PR, which is known as surplus 888 visa. If the business immigrants cannot fulfill the requirements, then there is a pathway to extend their visa, which is known as 188 extension. So today's webinar is basically uh, aiming with the business immigrants who came to Australia or who are planning to come to Australia uh, on 888 visa or 188 visa extension. We want to discuss how you can avoid going to the extension stream so that you make your intention and the steps that you require to fulfill the requirements for PR directly without going to the extension. My name is MD Jahangir Alam, and I am the registered migration agent with the Department of Home Affairs in Australia. And I'm also the principal of Bridging West, Australia. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to today's webinar. And for those who are first time joining this webinar or not familiar with Bridging West or myself, Bridging West Australia is a global leader for migration to Australia programs. We run various types of business and entrepreneurs visa for Australia. We are also registered for New Zealand for New Zealand business and entrepreneur visas. Apart than Australia and New Zealand, we also process for Canada and UK and some Caribbean countries, which is Antigua, Barbuda, St. Kitts, and also we are going to start from July 1st of July the visa for European Union based country, Portugal, which is commonly known as Golden Visa. Today's webinar is based on Australian business immigrants 888 visa and their 188 extension stream. Today we have a skill level of professional with us joining in this webinar. I have Mr. Sayem Razzak at the moment live joining with us on this webinar. He is the director and the principal consultant of Network Infinity. Mr. Sayem Razzak has a wide range of portfolio working in Australian first-tier banks, in IT companies, and he got more than 15 years of business experience. And at the moment, he is running the business of Network Infinity in Melbourne. He will talk about business buying process. When you come to Australia, he will discuss about identifying a good business, and he will also discuss about investing in a profitable business. Then he will focus on how much you should pay for a business, and when you apply for visa, like when you get your immigration granted, if you do not want to continue this business, how to sell this business. We also have a certified professional accountant and the principal of Quick Group Solution, Mr. Chanchal Kumar Mandal, just joined with us. Welcome to the webinar. Mr. Chanchal Kumar will be discussing mostly on structuring your business when you come to Australia or when you are in Australia. He will discuss about the obligation of all the directors in a company and the privileges. He will discuss about the residency and tax obligation For example, if you are a overseas business owner coming to Australia, you still running the business in overseas. So what are the tax implication for your overseas business in terms of in Australia? He will also discuss about the continuous reporting to the Australian Tax Office. So before I go into detail, I would like to cover first my part, which is migration to Australia. And uh, before we starting in detail, I just want to tell few housekeeping rules that we have another presenter, Mr. Samsul Islam. He will talk about today uh, the finance and mortgage part of the business and residence. Like when you come to Australia, if you want to get finance for your business or if you want to get finance for your home purchase. He will discuss about it. He will join us shortly uh, because he knows that we'll take a little bit of time. And we have an example. We have someone who came on 188 visa to Australia from Bangladesh, and he gone through his journey of doing business, doing all these things that is required, meeting the requirements, and then what he did is he applied for business migration 888 visa, and he already got approved. I requested and invited him to join to today's webinar. He will join around 10:40, I believe. So he will share his own experience that how he gone through this process, how he came to Australia, then how he did the business, and how he keep all the records of the documentation that he ran the business himself. And after application submission, what are the queries he got from the Department of Home Affairs, how he responded them, and how he been successful. Now he is a permanent resident of Australia. So I welcomed him to join. I requested him to join, and he's Mr. Jamshed Ali. He will join us around 10:45.